everybody. Happy Wednesday. What's going on? Middle of the week. It is Wealth Wednesday. This is your girl, Michelle W. Kofer. I promise you, I won't be on here long because I have brunch at 12 o'clock. So I got to literally be out of my house in the next, let's see, it's 11:04. I got to be out of here in the next 10 minutes. So this is going to be a short one, but nonetheless, power pack. Please go ahead, like, share, tag. This is for anybody. If you know anybody, including yourself, who is interested in becoming debt-free, living a debt-free life, I mean, that is your inheritance, right? You know, anybody that's looking to live financially stress-free, regardless of how much money they make, regardless of how good or bad their credit score is, these 5 tips are some things that I'm going to share that will help you to live a debt-free life. So just want to make sure we are public. Facebook is always changing up things, guys. When you come in on the backside of it, if you go live, you understand what I'm talking about. The whole dashboard has changed. The settings and everything is different. So nonetheless, I don't see any viewers yet, but listen, you can just hashtag replay. If you come in on the replay, again, my name is Michelle W. Kofer. I am a financial literacy and mindset coach. I absolutely love doing what I'm doing. I know that I'm called to be a conduit of change. I know that I'm a wealth changer. And so guess what? I have some nuggets for you guys today. So how to get out of debt. I know when we start talking about debt, it is one of those sticky subjects. People just don't want to talk about it. You know, you're like, you know what? I just know I owe a lot of people a lot of stuff, right? Or I got these bills hounding over my head. People don't like to talk about being in debt, but I'm going to tell you what I'm getting ready to share. Even if you have a little bit of income right now, these are some things that you can do that will help you to move forward. Most people have debt. Most people have debt, and you're no different than the person beside you. We all have either bought some things on credit, we went to school on credit, we financed homes on credit. So we all have debt. We have phone bills, we have all of these things, monthly bills. We have all of this stuff that's coming in every single month, and we owe somebody somewhere something. So regardless if you make $20,000 a year or $200,000 a year, you have debt. And guess what? We're going to share with you guys 5 simple things you can do to go from where you are drowning in debt to living a debt-free life. And we're going to talk about it, right? So point number 1, guys, you got to create a budget, right? A budget gives you the ability to accurately look at what you have coming in and what you have going out without being able to really pinpoint and assess how much do I owe, when do I owe it, who do I owe it to, and how much is remaining. You're never going to be able to live a debt-free life. I need you to get out of your head and get your numbers on paper. So you want to create a budget by simply tracking all of your bills. I have, where's my budget tracker? Y'all have seen this before on my lives, and I'm looking for my bill organizer, and it's not here. It's normally right at my desk. Oh, here it is. Here's my bill organizer. Y'all see that? I budget. I know every single thing that I have coming out, all of my accounts. And this budget tracker, I keep all of my bills inside of it for that respective month. So nonetheless, you want to know who I owe, what do I owe them now, what do I owe them total, and what day do I need to pay them by? So you got to get it out of your head. Oh, I got to pay the light bill on 13. Oh, such and such, such. Because you can easily miss a payment doing that. Number 1, regardless of how much money you have right now, you can move towards living a financially free life by getting a budget. Write it down. See the numbers. And not only that, you need a reality check. When you write this stuff down and you be like, oh my Jesus, I owe all these people all this stuff, it helps you say, I got to live debt free. Guys, earlier this year, a couple of months ago for my birthday, I said I was tired. I'm going to pay this car off. And so guess what I did? I created a game plan, and right before my birthday, I was able to pay my car off over $10,000. So I know that what I'm sharing with you works, so make sure you're listening in. Point number 2, you got to distinguish between if you're broke or if you're just overspending. There is a difference. All the time people say, man, I'm broke. Man, I'm broke. Man, I'm broke. First of all, stop confessing that. But you need to understand that broke and overspent are 2 different things. Now, a lot of us may not have money because we spend our money on that expensive bottle of wine. We spend our money on our nails or our hair, or we spend our money going on a trip, and we make an excuse like, oh, well, I'm going to do it on Afterpay. So I'm going to go to Mexico. I'm going to go to Puerto Rico, but I'm going to break it up in payments. Either way, guys, you got to get real with yourself. We're talking about how you can move to debt freedom. You got to do a reality check. You got to decide, am I really broke or am I overspending, right? If you're overspending, guess what? If you do what I told you in step number 1, which is write a budget, you'll be able to see where the money is going. Is the money going? Run down your checkbook. Look at your checkbook. Is the money going to Target? Is the money going to Neiman Marcus? Where is the money going? These things will allow you to get on track, and it holds you accountable to moving towards your goal. Did I, pay all my bills and then I had a little over? Did I pay all my bills and then I bought a bag and now I have nothing left over? Because you got to take that adjustment, because if we're talking about living a debt-free life, you got to create a strategy, right? You don't want to go out here and make matters worse. A lot of times we're taught, well, you know what, I'm drowning in debt. I need to just go get a loan, pay all this stuff back. But what did you just do? You added debt to the debt. You never want to make the problem worse. You want to make the situation better. You will not be debt free if you continue to compound your debt, meaning adding more debt on top of more debt, on top of more debt, on top of more debt. You want to stop that. You want to stop that right now. Do not think of getting a loan as a means to get out of debt. We're going to teach you something right here. Point number 3, you got to create a plan. You heard me say that a moment ago. You got to be intentional about your quest for financial freedom. If you don't have a target set for where you want to be with your money, or where you want your money not to be, then it will go anywhere, and there'll be no way for you to control it. So you got to create a plan. You got to organize your finances. You can get bill trackers online. I buy this book every year from Dollar General. I'm plugging them, but this is something I buy every single year. It's inexpensive, but it allows me to stay organized, because when you're organized, you accomplish your goals. So even that's a tip for my business owners out there. If you're not organizing your business, it probably is going to explain why your business is not working. I was sitting here at my desk earlier. Guess what? I'm organized with my business. If you don't get organized, guys, you'll be all over the place. And that will explain why you're not seeing the successes, but you're spinning your wheels. You're spending your money. You're turning your tires, but you're not seeing the successes you want to see. So for those of you joining us, we already shared how to get out of debt. Even if you're on a shoestring budget, even if you don't have a lot of money, even if you have bad credit, you can still move towards debt freedom. 1, create a budget. I went into that. You can hear the replay. 2, distinguish between if you're broke or if you're overspent. Those are 2 different things. 3, create a plan. You got to be intentional. You got to be strategic. It got to be out of your head. And also, when you create a plan, guys, it allows you to prioritize your debt. It allows you to say, you know what, I owe this person this amount, and this person this amount, and this is at 3.7% interest rate, and this is at 24, can't get that out, percent interest rate. That was a tongue twister. But listen, it allows you to organize it. And what I do, I know some people teach pay off high interest first. I pay off low debt first. Once I tackle a debt, let's say I owe, $3,500 on something, I'm going to pay that off totally. I'm going to get that $3,500 out of the way. And now that $3,500 or those payments that I was using, maybe I was paying $100 a month or $500 a month or whatever towards that $35, I'm now going to move that money over to my next smallest bill, and then I'm going to just eradicate that. So Dave Ramsey calls that, snowballing. I believe in doing smallest debt and eat that up and get it out the way, then move to the next one, right? So start with that credit card that's $300. Pay that off. Now the money that you would have been paying on that credit card, $30, $40 a month, move that $30, $40 a month to that next account that you want to pay down that maybe is $7,000, and it's going to start to eliminate that. So we're not talking about doing anything extra at this point. We're talking about on the money you already have, assessing the debt you already have, looking at the bills and expenses you already have, getting organized, tracking that, and moving the money around. Money does like to move, guys, but money needs to have mission and purpose. If you want to live a financially free life, you got to tell your money what to do now so that later the money works for you. You understand what I'm saying? And then the next thing is, number 4, I talked about this already. You got to stop creating more debt. I've mentioned this a little bit. Don't go get loans to pay off debt. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. Don't go out and, get that Gucci bag and use Klarna. It's a bad idea. Either way, you might feel like, okay, well, instead of me spending $2,300 right now, I'm going to spend $2,300 over 4 payments. You're still spending $2,300. So that could explain why you're not broke, or if you're broke, or if you're overspent. Half the time, y'all, it's not that we're broke. All of us have money. All of us have money. I have learned a long time ago, you cannot tell people what to do with their money because people are grown. People got money. When people, even with my business, people tell me they don't have the money, I don't even believe it. I know it's a lie. Why do I not believe it? Because people spend their money where they want to spend their money, when they want to spend their money. So all of us have money. It's either you're overspending, or you're not organized, right? My thing moves, so let me slide my screen back up. That's it, right? So don't create more debt. You got to pay off debt, guys. You got to be smart about it. You got to be smart about what your game plan is. Nobody wants to be 50 and drowning in debt. Nobody wants to be 70 and drowning in debt. Y'all, the average baby boomer right now in retirement, they only have $10,000 in their savings account. And we talk about a generation of people that worked. We in a generation now, everybody want to cut across the field. But guess what? If you're a hairstylist, if you are an entrepreneur, in any capacity, hairstylist, you a barber, you work for yourself. Most of the times there's no retirement unless you're getting like your own 401ks and your own retirement accounts and your SEPs and all of that. There's nothing there. So the baby boomers, most of them only got $10,000 and they had railroad plans and retirements and pensions, and all they got right now, statistics say, is $10,000 in their savings account. What you gonna do? You better start paying down this debt. And then point number 5, y'all, because we're talking about how to pay down debt with no money and bad credit. Point number 5, and this is the catch right here. If you're saying, Michelle, I've done my budget, I really don't have anything extra. Guess what we got to do? We got to get extra. You need more money. More money can solve your debt problem. Not enough money creates a debt problem. So if you know those two things to be true, then you got to get more money. How can you get more money? Look around your house. What do I have in this house that I'm not using? What can I sell? I got a bookshelf of books back here. I read all of those books, but if I ever was in a deficit, I could go out and sell my books. My mentor sold bar stools. You can go out and figure out a niche. What is something that you're good at? Maybe you knit. Maybe you crochet. Maybe you paint. Maybe you house clean. Maybe you dog sit. You need to find something you can do. Maybe you're good at Uber. You can drive, right? Go out there and find something that will allow you to get more income, because now creating more income is the element for you creating a debt-free life. And I had to learn that, guys. I worked hard all my life. I was a social worker for 16 years. And I'm like, why can't I ever get ahead? Because I had a money shortage. I was good with managing my money. Always been good with managing my money. But I had a money shortage. I just didn't make enough. So then I said, well, what can I do? I started a t-shirt business. That's going to help me supplement. I lost everything there. What else can I do? Oh, I can have a home-based business. Guys, that is one of the smartest things I ever did. I started a home-based business. It allowed me to work on my finances. It allowed me to learn how to budget, how to live debt-free, how to eliminate debt, and all of that. And I started a home-based business, and I was able to take that money and put some of that money towards my debt. So I was able to pay down credit cards. I was able to pay off a car early. I was able to save money. When I got our home, guys, we put down over $10,000 on our home, not because we had to, because we wanted to, but guess what? It allowed us to sponge some of that, right? It allowed that PMI to be reduced, but guess what? It came from creating a savings. It came from understanding that we do want to live a debt-free life. I was just looking earlier, getting ready to pay my mortgage. I pay $500 extra on my mortgage every single month. Every single month. So when I looked at it, I was like, oh, wow, we've only been in our house for less than a year, and we've already paid off. Now, I'm talking about going towards the principal balance. We've already paid off over $5,000 extra by coming in the gate with more money and by chunking more money at the mortgage. So when we get ready to sell this house in another year and a half, we created equity. Well, it was going to create equity anyway because we're in a good area, but we created more equity. So this house is going to be more liquid because I've been eradicating debt. You understand what I'm saying? So listen, we talked about Uber. We talked about selling stuff on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, have a yard sale. I don't care, guys. Sometimes we got to move pride out the way, and we got to become more humble, and we got to become more focused on our goal. If the goal is debt freedom, you got to do what you got to do to live a financially free life. Listen, If you're interested in making some money, my business partners and I, we love what we do. We work from home. We make money. I'm getting ready to get out the door because I'm finna be late for this brunch at 12 o'clock. But listen, you don't have to live financially bound. It is your portion to be financially free. And when I discovered that I could put practical with spiritual, and I could always come out on top, because I always been a tither, I always been a sower and a giver, but I lacked the practical principles of wealth building. And now that I have those principles, I want y'all to have them. Now that I know what it takes to be blessed, to be a blessing, I want you to do that. I had a young lady the other day, crisis. I need help. I'm about to get put out, blah, 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 blah. But we've been talking for 2 years about fixing your credit. We've been talking about 2 years for you manage your money. I can't help right now because I will be putting my seed in a bad place and it won't come back. So tithing and sowing, and speaking of, and that went in my notes for today, but we're talking about living a financially free life. You got to tithe, y'all. You got to put your seed in the ground. If you're not giving your 10% back to the kingdom, you will never have your barns full to the overflow. You might just always be barely making it. All of my life, I've tithed. In the moments when I stopped because I was in doubt and not in faith about my finances, everything dried up. The times when I had a little bit, and just like that lady with a little crude oil, the times when I had a little bit, I would go to the mailbox and checks would be in there. I would go to the ATM and it would say, I got XYZ money in my account. Let me tell y'all, literally just yesterday, I got a letter from Navy Federal saying I got $2,000 and something dollars. And I didn't even notice. They're releasing $2,000 and something dollars. They had flagged my account. They're releasing $2,000 and something dollars back to my account. I didn't even know that was happening. When I paid off my car, when I paid that Mercedes off in June, I paid that car off thinking that, you know what, I'm done, it's over with. They told me, because it was a lease, they told me that my car was valued more than what it sold at auction. So guess what? I dropped $10K and I got a check back in the mail for over $10K. Like, I can't make this up. But I am a tither. I sow my seeds sacrificially. Sometimes it hurt to sow a big seed, but I be like, God, I asked for this. One day I want to be able to sow a $10,000 seed. But God, I asked for this. So I don't want it to hurt because I write a check for $10,000. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You have the ability to live financially free no matter where you are with your money today. Get it organized. Go back, hear the replay, tag somebody that needs to hear it, tag somebody that you want to see grow out here and grow, thrive, and prosper. And I got to get out of here, y'all. So that's it. Michelle W. Cole for Financial Literacy. Pride is a sin. Yes, it is. Tithe, give it back to God. Absolutely. I'm telling you, you can't beat giving to God, because you can't beat God's giving. When you put seed in the ground, you put a command on that seed. God is obligated. He gives seed to the sower. So as long as you continue to put seed in the ground, you'll stay in a perpetual state of seed time harvest. Seed time harvest. These are wealth principles that people in the world, they understand. That's why they are investors. Elizabeth, you got me on another topic. That's why people who are investors make money, because they understand that seed has to go in the ground. It has to be watered. It has to be fertilized. Then it moves up and it comes out as growth. It comes out as a plant. So if I plant seed in the stock market, it's going to grow. If I plant seed in a mutual fund, it's going to grow. If I plant seed in cryptocurrency, it's going to grow. If I plant seed in real estate, if I plant seed in Turo, if I plant seed in this and that, it's going to go in the ground. It's going to it's going to pass. And over time, I'm going to sprout up a fruit. I'm going to sprout up a plant. Guys, the world is using the biblical principles and they are thriving with it. But in the kingdom, we over here naming and claiming and walking around cars 7 times, speaking to them. And baby, those cars are not moving off the lot. You can speak to that car all day long, but if you go in that place and you don't have some credit or some money, that car is not coming off the lot. Point blank. And even do you think it was a miracle that it came off the lot? It was not a miracle. It was not God, because it came off the lot with a 25.8% interest rate, and you're paying $700 for something you should have been paying $300 for, and that extra $400 could have went back into your budget or back into the kingdom. So you still lost. So do not think that was a blessing, because I've been there. I've been deceived, got a car. Oh, I got a new car, da, 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 and thought I was blessed, and I was not blessed because that car made me drown. Do not get it twisted. All right. So that's all I got. We love y'all. We'll see you guys at the top. Have an amazing week. It is Wealth Wednesday. Go out here, build your wealth, build your legacy, do what you got to do, and we'll see you guys at the top. Take care. Bye. Oops.